So, Charlie Munger likes to say that you don't make money when you buy stocks, and you don't make money when you sell stocks. You make money by waiting.
What is up, guys? This is Yix here at Magna Crypto, and welcome to another video. So today's video, in true end of year fashion, is going to be a bit of recollecting some of the biggest lessons I've learned in this year, and hopefully you can get some value from that. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first up, we have don't believe the hype no matter what. Like, that's probably the biggest lesson I've learned so far this year, or one of the biggest lessons. And that's because crypto is so notorious for hyping everything. Absolutely every news story is hyped, every prediction is hyped. And although, a lot of Twitter accounts and Instagram accounts get followers and YouTubers get followers for this, most of the time this hype, results in nothing. Obviously, some of the time the hype is true, so if you keep hyping up whatever your predictions are, eventually you're going to be right. So that's number one. That's probably a very important lesson, because if you believe in the hype, you end up investing in them, in these predictions and whatever investments are talking about, and then you end up losing money. Or you're investing in these projects thinking they're going to go up, and then you lose faith. You take out your money, and worst case scenario, then it goes up. So a very important lesson, don't believe the hype. Number two, what I call trade in the moment. So what I mean by that, if you're a trader, this is more for traders. So trading in the moment means look at your setup, analyze the chart, and trade what you see, as opposed to this kind of goes with the first point, as opposed to maybe you think some hype is upcoming, so you'll try and trade that, as opposed to actually what you see on the chart. So trade in the moment, be present, and trade on what you see as opposed to what you think is going to happen, because that expectation will probably never come to pass. But if you actually look at the chart, analyze it properly, top down, do your technical analysis, and then if you see any setups, trade that, as opposed to expectations, because the market is ruthless. It's not going to abide to what you think is going to happen. So very important, trade in the moment. Number three, there will always be another pump. There will always be another pump, so don't chase. This is a very difficult one, because this goes with the strong acronym of FOMO, which is fear of missing out. It is a very powerful emotion when you see this strong rally, this pump going up, and you're potentially missing out on all these gains. This is very, very strong emotion. I've succumbed to it many times, and all the pros have succumbed to it many of times. But what you'll come to understand through experience and time is there will always be another pump. So be patient. Once the pump is gone, it's gone, but just wait for the next one, if that's what you're trying to do. So very important. There will always be another pump, so don't chase it. Number four, if the coin, this kind of goes with the third point, if a coin goes parabola, like Bitcoin, if it goes absolutely through the moon, again, don't chase it. You've missed it now, it's gone. Do not try to chase the parabola, because there is a chance you'll jump on and make some gains, but there is a bigger chance that by the time you jump on, it'll be too late and it's going to go back down. Now, there's obviously big parabolas which occur in the bull runs, but there's smaller ones as well. Like Bitcoin in the year 2019 has gone on a parabola in the early stages of the year. But don't chase it. Wait for the correction. It will correct eventually, and it will correct in a big way, because parabolas are unsustainable. So eventually they will correct. itself by quite a big margin. So that's when you want to jump in. So wait for the correction, and then if you're confident in the project, go ahead and jump in. And the last point, the fifth and last point, is probably, well, they're all equally important, but always invest in fundamentally strong projects, because the long term will always win. There are, there are a lot of projects which more the professional traders or investors can spot. They can spot smaller projects which they know are going to pump. They can make a quick buck out of it. But investing in fundamentally strong projects is always going to win in the long term, because it might not be in the immediate future that you'll make gains, but in the long term, the value will always shine. The price will always match the value, is basically what I'm trying to say. So those are my 5 top lessons learned from 2019. I hope you got some value from that. These lessons were learned in a very painstaking way. There's a lot of, blood, sweat, and tears went into these lessons as I went through it myself. So try not to make these same mistakes and learn from them, so that you can grow your investments better without kind of taking these L's. And lastly, I would say be like, there's an animal reptile which is kind of famous in crypto or investing, which is the tortoise, because of its philosophy. Actually, it might not be famous. I'm just saying I like the philosophy. The tortoise is the patient investor. It's the one that takes its time, doesn't rush into anything, always sees the long term, takes it step by step, as opposed to the hare, which absolutely rushes into everything, or runs to the the finish line and back, and will eventually always lose, because the tortoise knows its own speed. The tortoise is in control of its emotions, essentially. It's not rushing to get to the end line. It's taking its time. It's essentially, happy where it is, taking it step by step, and doesn't let emotion rule it. So I would like to end with that. Be the tortoise. So I just want to end with saying Happy New Year. And write down some goals, do some reflecting from the past year so you can improve on that next year. And wish you great success. Peace.